Should be working. All right, here we go. This will open up in a window here. I'll turn off the volume to reduce any feedback that you guys might be getting. But man, happy Monday. It is July 6th, 2020. I'll turn off the volume. There we go. This is the Mañana No Mas morning check-in. Again, July 6th, 2020. And I'm stoked to have you guys with me. And, I'm a little late getting online today. And there's two things. One, the sound is a little bit different. I've reorganized some of my equipment in here, and I'm using the standard microphone instead of the enhanced microphone this morning until I get some more things figured out here in the new workspace. But as you can see, I spent the weekend redoing the shop a little bit, giving myself some more room to spread out, right? Working on that mental space, trying to make myself a little bit more comfortable. And I'm super, I don't know. It's like I'm excited, right? I'm excited, but pent up at the same time. I don't quite understand how to explain it to you guys, but there's a lot going on. So there's new content that's hitting the learning management site this week, right? So if you're already a member inside the Mañana No Mas Academy, you'll know that you can go in there, take a look at the course menu, and you'll see new content come up, and then you'll be like, oh, he added stuff, right? Well, when you say, oh, he added stuff, it makes it sound easy, but there's work to be done, right? There's things to do to make that a reality. And so I'm excited because that's going to happen this week. So we'll have new content up inside the Academy. Outside the Academy and looking at the other things that are going on, there are so many opportunities right now. The COVID crisis is unique to me because I've watched businesses, even with rising sales, cut staff. I've watched businesses that, even though their business is essential, they're behaving as if they don't know if they'll be essential next week or next month, right? And so they're hesitating to make investments in their people. They're hesitating to train. They're hesitating to improve processes. I mean, they're not hesitating to buy plexiglass booths to stand people in, right? But they are hesitating on soft skills. They're hesitating on a lot of things that I believe are necessities to successful business. The good news there, not that it's ever good news, but the good news for someone like me that positions himself as someone that trains people in those soft skills is I have a learning management site. I'm already virtual. I've got killer content, and I'm able to do, these hosting calls one-on-one with folks that make the training more real, right? So doing it virtually without having to be on site. A lot of people are scared to death to bring a stranger into the building because they don't know who that person's been with, the interactions, the increased risk of infection. I mean, all these kinds of things. I was talking to a guy, we had a barbecue, and I was talking to a guy on Saturday, and he works at a large retailer. I won't say the name, but he says, every day he's on a conference call, on some kind of Zoom call with an associate at some store, tested positive for COVID. Now, what do they do with the store? Do they close the store down? Do they put everybody on quarantine? Do they quarantine the whole staff? Do they quarantine the store? Do they quarantine that department? Do they think of how this has changed how we do business, and I feel like I'm becoming a COVID expert, right? I feel like I'm becoming that, but I know that I'm not. And how do I know that I'm not? I know that I'm not because the experts can't even agree with themselves day in and day out. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. It's, it's airborne, it's not airborne. It can't transfer with animals. Whoops, it transferred with an animal. I mean, there's all these things, right? And so if the experts can't agree, then I hesitate to call myself an expert. But I will say I am an expert on communication, project management, processes, things like that. And to be able to go into a business and go, okay, well, let's take a look at some of your processes, increase productivity, efficiency, which in turn increases profit, especially if it's an environment where people are paid on commission or paid piecework, right? Piecework, like an assembly job, you get paid, for every one of these that you take off the machine, you get a nickel, right? So if it's that type of job, when I go in and I do what I do, efficiencies, productivities, and increase profit, the turnaround is amazing because you can eliminate employee turnover. Nobody wants to leave a job they're making more money at, right? right? The atmosphere goes up, right? So everyone's happier, everything's moving right along, right? And then management actually starts to key into things a little bit like, hey, you know, we invested in our employees and we got this result. We invested in our processes and we got this result. We invested in and got this result, right? And then what happens is the atmosphere just elevates all the way around for the company, and it's so cool to see. And it's great to be a part of that. I mean, that's the part that I really love. That's my passion point. I do that in power sports. I do that with marine dealers. And I'm starting to see that the opportunity to do that with more companies outside of power sports and marine is going to become a very straightforward reality. This COVID thing is unique. So anyway, tomorrow we finish up the John Maxwell 5 Levels of Leadership. And then after I get that one finalized, I'll start putting all those different videos together and adding those to the Academy as a course. That course will be no charge because I want people to come in and get access to that information. I think it's that important that I give that away for free. And so that should be in within the next week or so. We'll see the 5 Levels of Leadership, the book review from John Maxwell in the Leadership Academy, right? That I have online. And gosh, what else is there? Mountain biking like crazy. I'm haven't lost much weight, but I've lost some inches. So I'm happy about that. And I'm going to go out this week and hit it again. I've done the same trail 3 times in a week. And for those of you that are in the fitness channel inside the Mañana Academy, you know, I actually recorded one of the rides that I did solo, and I'm going to edit that and add that to the Academy in the back end. And here's why. I need you to understand the struggle, right? You see YouTube videos with guys cutting it up and jumping things and you know, just you know, looking like superstars, right? And you're like, I can't do that. Well, no, I can't do that either. So, you know, when I put those fitness channels into the Mañana Academy, that was at a time in my life where I was 65 pounds heavier, lost a bunch of weight, and then was able to keep the weight off. And my inspiration for the fitness side of Mañana Academy is to help other people find success in keeping the weight off. And so I felt that giving you a very realistic view of what that struggle looks like, even for me, to go, because everyone says, oh, Kurt, he's really into biking. He can do this, he can do that. Well, I broke my collarbone in January, and then I got shingles, right? And then I wasn't riding. It was 2.5, 3 months that I didn't really get to go out and exercise at the level that I'm used to. And so I lost a lot of my fitness. And so now what you're seeing is me trying to make a comeback. And I got some of that on camera for you, and I'm going to share that with you so you understand that the struggle is very real at all levels. And I don't want you beating yourself up or saying, well, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. No, you might not be able to do it now, but if you persist, you will. And then how rewarding is that to know that you can do the work and you can get there, right? So I'll be sharing that with you guys again, another piece this week. So there's a lot going on. It's like I'm trying to share everything I can with you, and there's some things that I can't share because they're not official yet, like people didn't write the checks yet, right? So, but once those checks get written and once things become official, I'm looking very forward to sharing some of the wins with you guys because it's been exciting. So have yourself a good one. Love y'all. Peace out. And I hope that your celebration for freedom this last weekend was a positive thing for you. I know that in my life, I felt a little pent up. I felt a little held back. I felt a little restricted. So at my home, we wheeled the grill out front, fired that sucker up, put in pounds and pounds and pounds of meat, and invited the neighbors and just, you know, everyone on the cul-de-sac we invited and said, hey, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you want to be socially distant. But the chips and the dip and the popcorn and the chicken and the beef and it's all over there on the tables. Grab a chair, help yourself, and introduce yourself to the rest of the group. And that worked out really, really well. It wasn't as big as I had hoped, but it was nice to get people out. And what's funny is we had 3 different houses in the neighborhood donate food to the event that didn't even come to the event. They said, hey, we can't come. We're an at-risk house. Someone's overcoming cancer, someone's sick, I work at a hospital, so I can't come to the event, right? But they donated food to the event and said that they thought it was a great idea, and they were super thrilled that we did that. And so I think that that'll be a thing that we do moving forward. All right, rock on. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Find something, be productive, get passionate. And, if you've got questions, comments, concerns that come up through these daily videos that I make for this channel, I encourage you to go to the Mañana No Mas website, click the contact link, and hit me up. I'd love to hear from you.